Hey everybody, and welcome back to another art journaling video. You can see the right side of my pages, and I really love the materials I've used on the right. And I'm going to play with the same materials today, and I just wanted to play and make an abstract type of spread. And instead of only using watercolors, I often tend to grab only my watercolors, but I have so many other things to use that I know I enjoy, but sometimes I forget about them. And today I took out my Derwent XL charcoal block. It's a charcoal color that you can use with water, and it gives some really interesting textures. I use it regularly in my sketchbook especially when I do landscapes or when I'm out on location, because it's just so free. You can draw with it, you can just pick up paint from the stick, and I think it's a really intuitive and fun material. I'm adding also in the Opal Rose from Mijalou, which is that almost neon pink, I would say. It mixes beautiful with the ochre. And I'm also using the Mijalou Mahogany Brown. It's a granulating color from their granulating series. And another color I'm using is the Core watercolor in Cobalt Turquoise. And you can see the Core color has the characteristics to push away other pigments, and that's really interesting and can give you so nice, surprising effects within a painting. I'm also using Cobalt Black from Mijalou to bring in some dark areas. Here I'm making more marks with the tip of the brush, of a smaller brush, just to create some kind of pattern on the page. I just play. I just have a look, and then I think, oh, maybe this color would fit here, or this would fit here. What really helps me is, because I'm recording, I have the camera up on my desk and I view sometimes through the camera onto the page, and that gives a bigger distance, as if I would stand in front of it and have a look. And through that distance, I just can see better how the final result could look, and that makes it a lot easier. So that's something I would recommend. If you're not sure how to decide what to add, or if you feel not safe or need some inspiration, just step away from the painting or take a photo of it and have a look, or just put your camera in front of it and have a look through it. You can use a mirror and look into that on the painting. That also gives you a different perspective and can give you ideas what it needs. Yeah, this is a tip that I use a lot. I went in here, I let that watercolor layer dry, and I went in here with a Neocolor crayon. That's one of the turquoise tones. I think it's the bluish turquoise. They also have kind of a greenish turquoise. I'm not sure if these are the exact names. It's almost impossible to read the names on my crayons because they are quite messed up, I would say. And here I'm scribbling in some Derwent Inktense pencil. I think that's the ink black, but I think it's not very important. Any kind of dark color would do the job. And I'm creating some more marks and patterns on the page, some scribbly lines. I scribble into the Neocolor crayon a bit. And I'm not sure what I thought here. Maybe I didn't like the black that was underneath. And here I'm using, I think it's this zinc ochre. It's one of the limited colors from Carandash. Yeah, and I'm covering up these black dots because I didn't like them. Yeah, I'm really disappointed that it seems that these limited colors they made for their celebration boxes will not be sold open stock. I haven't seen them because there were some really gorgeous colors that I really like to use in my sketchbook a lot. So that would be really nice to get those. I'm using a text stamp just for some background stamping here. It's an old rubber stamp from our shop. I have no idea which one, and they are not available anymore. So it's just for the style element. You can use any type of text stamp you have to recreate something similar. I'm adding in a few more of these black scribbles, but then I'm not super happy with that area here. And I decided to go on top with something really black. I'm using a black acrylic gouache. If you don't have acrylic gouache, you can use any type of black paint. I would recommend acrylics instead. I just like them because they are so handy and they dry matte. So they are a bit more expensive than acrylics, but I love the matte finish they have. But you could also use, here I'm putting the rest of the paint. I added too much. I'm putting the rest onto another spread in my journal. You could use the flash paints. These are vinyl paints, which also dry matte, like acrylic gouache. They don't here. Oh, I have to tell you about the texture. I don't know why. I was a little bit upset that I covered so much with the black, and then I added that texture with a lollipop stick or something like that I had on my, or ice stick I had on my desk to mix colors. And I really enjoyed that texture, and that's what I'm going to use here as well. Coming quickly back to the flash paints, those dry also matte like acrylic gouache. They are not as expensive as acrylic gouache, but I don't have a black from their series, so that other than that I would have used the black from the flash paints. I really prefer the matte drying paints in my art journal because then the pages don't stick together. And here you can see I dragged that wood stick into the wet paint and moved it away, and I really love that texture, and I promise I'm going to use that technique more often in future pages because I've already recorded some videos for our holidays, and I've used the technique again because I really enjoyed it. Here I'm making some black splatters with an Art Graf crayon that's from Art Graf, the tailor shape crayon. I really like these watercolors. You can draw with them and you can use them like watercolor. They are really nice to go out, and I like them for splatters as well. If you are enjoying that video, it would be really lovely if you leave me a comment, because that helps a lot for YouTube if you like the video. And of course, if you are enjoying the videos, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification button. I'm pausing the membership in August because with that hacking attack, I had so much time to spend restoring everything, making new passwords, having a look in all to my accounts that were connected with that Google account. It took up a week of work, I would say, at least. And then with the shop that we are closing, I had so many orders. Thank you for that. In case you ordered something, it is really helpful to get rid of all that stuff. And I just, with our upcoming holidays, I don't have time to do 2 videos in August. And I maybe have one bonus video in August because I've recorded something that I would like to share with you. And I hope I can do this during the pause month. And I will be back in September with 2 to 3 videos per month, maybe sometimes an extra video if I have to share something like art supplies, a book flip through, or something like that. I did some marks on the page with more Neocolors, and here I picked an acrylic marker. It's one from ENMY, I'm not sure how it's correctly pronounced. I really like those. They are lovely, just similar to the Ardex markers. I think they have liquid ink in them because you can shake them and you can hear that mixing ball inside, so they might be a little bit better because of the liquid ink in them. I'm not sure. And I picked a color that matches exactly the turquoise I had on the page. And here's another thing I also got from ENMY. They sent that to me. I should not make. They didn't tell me to make a video, and they just asked me if I would like to try them. And I was, of course, interested because I love art materials and especially acrylic paint pens. I use these a lot in my sketchbook. If you are interested in sketchbook process videos or flip throughs, you can jump over to my Substack. I'm posting there regularly, and I'm making also videos there that I don't upload to YouTube. There's a link in the description. I'm finishing the spread with these white marks I make over the black areas, and that's also from ENMY. It's a acrylic fine liner. It comes in a set with 48 fine liners, and they look like ballpoint pens, but there is acrylic ink in them. At the moment they are super fluid, so I'm curious to see how long these will last. And here you can see the finished page from today. I will link up the blog post in the video description, and I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope we will see us next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.